We'll wait for this 757 to go over the top of my head. Sorry for it. Okay. So, making this video to give all my family and friends and those that follow me on here what I've been dealing with and why I made that post yesterday. For 2.5, 3 years, I've been trying to get assistance to avoid being in the situation I'm in right now, which is where I've been homeless for almost a month. Living in a hotel, which is graciously being paid for by the Veterans Multi-Service, but not for much longer. Every time I was applying for help since the economy crashed in 2022, they denied every one of my requests, citing I have too much gross income, which I blame politicians on both sides because that system is so stupid and corrupt, knowing that you don't get to keep your gross income. Everything goes off your net income. So they don't take into account you're paying your taxes, don't take into account that you're paying the health insurance for your family, which is a whole other issue because I get all my health care through the VA. Folks, hello. So I get all my health care through the VA, but because of Obamacare, I have to get family plans just to put health insurance on my kids, which I've always had health insurance on my family as a responsible adult because that's my job as the head of the family. To provide a roof over their head, food on the table, and make sure they have everything they need. So I finally, after now being kicked out of my house and leaving voluntarily without having to do the whole eviction on the credit report and all that nonsense, finally got a HUD VASH voucher. But everywhere I go, where it says on the different zip codes, the salary or the rent caps, man, they keep going on that 3 times the rent per month in income, where they've already been told via the message I sent to the properties that I'm a homeless veteran with a HUD VASH voucher, which doesn't make any sense even if you weren't homeless, because what single parent makes $6,000 a frickin' month? Unless you're working for the government in some way. You don't. So that's another issue. Then when you go over and go face to face with the social service office trying to get cash assistance or go through their veteran program, if you don't have cash assistance, they won't help you with the veteran program. So that's another issue all in itself. I'm at my wit's end. I got a 22-year-old autistic son. It's the only income we have coming in. It's 8 days a month at Taco Bell, and it's keeping my cell phones on for him and myself at the moment. So I did reapply for all my benefits. Haven't heard back on that yet, but I was just told to reapply for everything again. So I did that kind of stuff. And then the other issue is my credit. It's gone from 700 points down to less than 500. So at the time you look at that, nobody wants to take even if the HUD VASH voucher guaranteeing the rent's going to be paid, they don't want to take it. I had a Chapter 13 bankruptcy on there. Discharged last year in October, early November. Now, hasn't been a year since it was discharged, so they won't even look at me there. It's just a piss poor situation. Again, I'm sorry about like I said, I'm sorry about the airport, Philly airports there. I'm just walking around Red Bank Battlefield where our forefathers kicked the ass of the British so we can be a free country. Just wish I could see the battleship New Jersey from here, but I can't. Maybe one day I'll go live off her deck. But anyway, lost my support animal Mario, as you all know. A week before I left the house. I just don't know what else to do at the point, because when I made that post on my Facebook yesterday is when I was told about the bankruptcy on the credit report and all the other nonsense. So yes, I'm at wit's end. Don't know what else to do. Trying to fight back the tears on a daily basis. I don't eat. What, Jess? Oh. Yeah, here's the other issue I got to deal with, and I'll get to that once these turbo fans go away. I've applied in almost 25 different businesses. And even the unemployment office has told me that being 54, wanting full-time, and because of the environment when it comes to insurance that they got to provide and all that, they only want to hire 30 hours or less because the new rules for full-time are 30 hours or more, so they hire you for less. I get denied everywhere. Even to throw popcorn at somebody and scanning a ticket at the local movie theater that was in Deptford where I used to live. So I can't even get a job. Can't drive trucks anymore. And that's another thing that irritates me. 18 years of service to this country, 19 years serving as a truck driver, and I can't even find a job. Just pisses me off. And if it wasn't for Jessica and her sister, I wouldn't even have food in my frickin' house or the apartment, which they only renewed until this Monday. So hopefully I can find somewhere to move into, and if I don't, pray that they extend it for another week, which I don't know if they'll do. So I am feeling helpless. What else am I supposed to do? I'm doing all the right things, and it was actually at one point, because the apartment complex, which was we were told was going to be done to the end of July, or July, early August, we got delayed till like end of October, early November, which I understand construction delays due to rain, weather, and everything else, because I did drive trucks. And when it comes to this, like all these social service programs, I actually just straight up told the lady that I felt the fact that I'm a white single father, that I was just being brushed aside, and that if I was a single mother or some illegal alien, I'd be handed everything hand over foot. And it's not a knock on single moms. I'm a single dad, I get it. You need the help, you need the help. But why should I be getting so much frickin' trouble? It doesn't make any goddamn sense. For the first time since 2013, after my cat died, I thought about ending my life, and I had to call the crisis line. I have a counselor that I talk to every Wednesday. Which I find ironic. His name is the same as my old kitty cat, Mario. So that's kind of nice. At least this time it's a turboprop going over my head. So I just don't know what else to do. I don't even have the money to bring Mario's ashes home, so I can at least have them in that way next to me. Ugh. So yeah, I don't know what else to do. So yeah, I'm pissed off. My son's gonna move in with his friend Saturday, which I get. You know, he's comfortable. Have his playing games with one of his friends, his Marvel Rivals, which is his comfort zone with his autism and chatting and stuff like that. And he'll be closer to work instead of having to deal with all that traffic from this piss poor shithole frickin' Super 8, which is run by a bunch of Hindus and that destroyed it. I mean, they don't even have a lobby, no breakfast, no trash can even in the room. Well, here's another thing, is the help I have now for the HUD Bash and the Veterans Multi-Service Center, I can't get any other help from like Catholic Charities, because the VA lady over here by me in my clinic, they work with Catholic Charities, so they can't double dip. And I did reach out to the VFW rep, hoping he can call me back tomorrow and just tell me if there's anything else out there, because I'm pretty much on an island. That's why I'm just giving up on apartment complexes, even asking for an apartment. Every one of them is going to tell me the same bullshit when it comes to credit reports, 3 times the rent, and all the other stupid shit. So I've reached out to a few realtors where There's some homes that are in these certain zip codes that are well below the cap or near the cap that I can hopefully work with. I'm just waiting for them to reach back, call me, so I can just talk to them face to face before wasting any more of my friends' time to drive me out there and just get pissed off and almost frickin' want to put my fist through a wall. And just rather have to tell me over the phone no. Yes, and my friend Jessica, who I love to death, still threatens me with 988 on a regular basis, which is good. But like I said, if it wasn't for her and her sister, I'd be in a freaking worst case scenario. Still have a few things in the house I want to get out, like 5 or 6 things. What's that, Jess? Oh yeah, I got my parents helped me get the U-Haul to get stuff out and to help me with some money, and they're retired and have their own issues to deal with out there in California, which I don't want to have to go back there with my tail tucked between my frickin' legs at 54. Whole frickin' situation just sucks. But I had to vent. I had to get this out, because if I didn't, I was going to explode. Not like that asshole that attacked our brothers and sisters at Fort Stewart today. Fucking cowardly bastard, but that's a whole different story. But I'm going to end it right here. If I get any good news, I'll post it or share it. I don't like putting my face out here. I don't know if that's the PTSD or the pride part, but it's not toxic masculinity to all you liberal fucks. So I'll let you all go now. For all my friends and stuff, I love you all. Talk to you later.